Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Now with today's main headlines. United Nations calls for halt to Pakistan's deportation of Afghan refugees. Shirazi-affiliated orphanage distributes financial assistance to disadvantaged families in Afghanistan. Non-violence organization condemns bombing of Madani Hospital in Gaza Strip. Another powerful earthquake hits Herat in western Afghanistan. Assalamu alaikum dear viewers, this is Hussein Jawad, you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3 in London. United Nations officials on Wednesday urged the Pakistani government to immediately halt the deportation of more than 1 million Afghan refugees. In a joint statement posted on the UN Human Rights Council website, they expressed concern over reports that since Pakistan announced its plans to repatriate Afghan refugees, Afghans living in Pakistan are at risk of arrest, exploitation, and unlawful treatment. The statement also highlights that many Afghan refugees sought refuge in Pakistan after the Taliban took control over the country due to serious concerns about human rights and the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. The official of the orphanage affiliated to the Kabulbased SAFA complex confirmed on Wednesday that the Supreme Shirazi Authority will never stop its assistance to poor and needy families in Afghanistan. The officials said in a statement to Shia Waves agency that they recently carried out 2 humanitarian campaigns represented by giving monthly financial assistance to more than 170 orphans from the families of martyrs and other orphan families in Kabul. And meat was distributed to dozens of poor and needy families. The officials emphasized that these humanitarian campaigns are initiatives which are based on the recommendations of the Supreme Religious Authority, His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein Shirazi, and his constant confirmation to assist the poor and needy families. Non-violence organization Free Muslim strongly condemned the bombing of the Madani Hospital and Church in the Gaza Strip. In a statement received by Shia Waves agency, the organization stressed the international community is responsible for punishing those who violate international laws and norms. The organization saw that this crime reflects the inevitability of a global legal action to reduce crimes against the Palestinian people. While calling on Israel to allow the access of urgent humanitarian assistance, the organization expressed its solidarity with the victims and wished the wounded a speedy recovery. Let's take a look at today's main headlines. United Nations calls for halt to Pakistan's deportation of Afghan refugees. Shirazi-affiliated orphanage distributes financial assistance to disadvantaged families in Afghanistan. Non-violence organization condemns bombing of Madani Hospital in the Gaza Strip. Also tonight, lightning kills 4 children of 1 family in Zimbabwe. Relatively strong earthquake once again shook Herat province in western Afghanistan. The 4.1 Richter scale earthquake was 10 kilometers deep in the west of Herat city. The earthquake comes after several strong earthquakes and their aftershocks shook Herat province less than 2 weeks ago. Residents of Herat have left their homes, living in tents set up in parks and roadsides for almost 2 weeks now. And now we continue with some short news. France has announced that it will send the bill to revoke the residence of immigrants acting against the basic values of this country for approval. According to the plan, which will be discussed in the Senate in November, people will be expelled from France if they oppose the ban on religious symbols in schools or interact with the opposite sex on religious grounds. French government spokesperson Olivier Véran said on Wednesday, October 18th, that according to the proposed new law for immigrants in the country, France can deport those whose behavior does not correspond to the fundamental values of France. With the increase in the security threats of extremist Islamic groups, the Ministry of Interior wants to deal with extremist activities in this country with a strong and quick legal response. The officials of the Netherlands-based Ahlul Bayt youth organization have confirmed that the organization succeeded in creating a generation of young people carrying the true Islamic principles and values. They said that through its various activities, the organization seeks to educate the youth on their authentic religious beliefs, values, customs, and noble principles. They added it also aims to help them to integrate into the Dutch society and to promote the spirit of harmony, peaceful coexistence, and rejection of extremism and violence in all its forms. According to their statement, young volunteers have taken the responsibility of working effortlessly for the betterment of the young generation, especially Shia Muslims, through cultural and religious activities they carry out around the year. Microsoft 365 Copilot can summarize meetings held in Teams for anyone who chooses not to attend. It can also draft emails, create Word documents, spreadsheet graphs, and PowerPoint presentations in moments. Microsoft says it hopes the tool will eliminate drudgery, but some worry tech like this will replace workers. There are also concerns it could leave businesses dangerously reliant on AI-powered assistance. The UNICEF and WHO have warned that the ongoing conflicts and disruptions of health and nutrition services in Sudan could cost over 10,000 young lives by the end of 2023. The two agencies sounded the alarm on Wednesday that further health systems disrupts will result in unacceptably high numbers of preventable deaths among children and vulnerable populations. They stress that the urgent action is needed now to preserve Sudan's health systems, especially at community and primarily healthcare levels. According to reports, millions of families are caught in the middle of the fighting, and more than 5.8 million people, 2.5 million of them children, are newly displaced and on the move. The Amazon River fell to its lowest level in over a century on Monday at the heart of the Brazilian rainforest, as a record drought upends the lives of hundreds of thousands of people and damages the jungle ecosystem. Rapidly drying tributaries to the mighty Amazon have left boats stranded, cutting off food and water supplies to remote villages, while high temperatures in the water are suspected of killing more than 100 endangered river dolphins. Some areas of the Amazon have seen the least rain from July to September since 1980, according to the Brazilian Government Disaster Alert Center in Camden. The drought has affected 481,000 people as of Monday, according to the Civil Defense Agency in the state of Amazonas. A family in southeastern Zimbabwe is mourning the death of 4 children after their hut was struck by lightning during a thunderstorm on Tuesday. A 5th child was also killed in North District, where heavy rains have destroyed homes. The authorities are on high alert, although the meteorological department is reported to have said the rainy season was yet to start. Relief aid was being distributed to affected households countrywide. Israel said on Wednesday that it will allow Egypt to deliver limited quantities of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said the decision was approved in light of a request from visiting US President Joe Biden. In a statement, it said it will not thwart deliveries of food, water and medicine as long as the supplies do not reach Hamas. The statement made no mention of badly needed fuel. It was not clear when the aid will start flowing. Egypt's Rafah crossing has only a limited capacity, and Egypt says it has been damaged by Israeli airstrikes. Israel, which controls most crossings into Gaza, says it will not allow deliveries from its territory. It also demanded that the International Red Cross be allowed to visit kidnapped Israelis held by the captives in Gaza. Palestinian groups in Gaza are believed to be holding over 250 Israelis following a cross-border attack into Israeli territory. Gaza is experiencing a dire humanitarian crisis with no electricity, while water, food, fuel and medical supplies are running out. UN Chief Antonio Guterres has called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire to ease the epic human suffering. At least 3,478 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza, while the figure stands at more than 1,400 people in Israel. Adam Center, a global civil organization for defending rights and freedoms based in Holy Karbala, discussed the humanitarian dimensions of the Holy Arba'in as part of its seminar presented by researcher Dr. Ala Al-Husseini in the presence of a number of researchers and intellectuals. Al-Husseini said the holy city of Karbala and the Arba'in pilgrimage and the large human gatherings encapsulate many expressive cultural, civilizational and educational dimensions which represent a brighter side of the human civilization. Al-Husseini added that human gatherings such as the Holy Arba'in entrance enhance the state of intellectual and civilizational dialogue through lectures, seminars, and it consolidates many of the principles that people generally practice. He pointed out that this massive gathering also plays a pivotal role in promoting and consolidating the state of rejecting violence, constructive dialogue, as well as creating a fusion between cultures on the grounds that millions from all over the world gather in one place to form a beautiful human gathering. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's main headlines. United Nations calls for halt to Pakistan's deportation of Afghan refugees. Shirazi-affiliated orphanage distributes financial assistance to disadvantaged families in Afghanistan. Non-violence organization condemns bombing of Madani Hospital in the Gaza Strip. Another powerful earthquake hits Herat in western Afghanistan. Lightning kills 4 children of one family in Zimbabwe. Israel to allow Egypt to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza Strip. Holy Karbala-based Adam Center holds seminar on Holy Arba'in pilgrimage. You can view the latest news on our Shia Waves website, and you can see news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you very much for watching. We pray to Allah Almighty to hasten the appearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
السلام عليكم. السلام. الله يولدك. الله شد السبب.